This is about an awful experience I had 2 years ago. Whenever I think of the day, I get startled even while sleeping and have a terrible nightmare. Seriously, I haven't watched any TV program or movie that shows tigers since then. Now, I'm going to tell you about the day that I don't want to remember anymore. I was a college student who was always short of money and looking for a part-time job. One day, I found an interesting job. It was a job suggested by a guy who had a tiger in his house. He was going to be away for several days and therefore he needed a person to take care of his tiger instead of himself. As the hourly wage was as high as I could barely earn by working for 7 days, it was really irresistible to me. I was scared, but the tiger was to be locked up in the enclosure anyway, and what I was required to do was just to feed it. So I decided to do it. After calling him, I finally visited the house. He said the enclosure was in the backyard. When I reached the backyard, I saw a huge tiger. As I had never seen a tiger before in reality, I got overwhelmed with its massiveness and fear. It roared like thunder, and I became more terrified. The man said he was going to show me how to feed the tiger and brought huge chunks of meat to demonstrate. Watching a tiger chewing up the whole flesh and bones made me aghast. This time, he passed me the meat and told me to try. I held the meat with a trembling hand. However, all of a sudden, he opened the door of the enclosure, pushed me into the enclosure, and closed the door. Only in the blink of an eye, I got stuck in the enclosure with the tiger. Swearing and cursing in a low voice, I said, "What the hell is he doing?" I was almost in a state of panic. I wanted to scream out, but I couldn't because I didn't want to provoke the tiger in any way. The tiger walked towards me with big strides. I thought it was me. The man looked evilly at me with a sly grin. I kept swearing and cursing, and it seemed like he was just enjoying watching this whole situation. He even called the tiger loudly and said, "Go bite! Eat him up! That's your food!" The tiger hovered around me like he had a great interest in me, my body. Extremely frightened, I was almost about to wet myself and couldn't even breathe. I cried and begged him to let me out, but it looked like he's really amused with this whole fucking situation, giggling. He even provoked the tiger by dangling a chunk of raw meat as if he's saying, "Eat me." The tiger finally came right before me and tapped me with his massive paw. It was just a simple touch, but I felt such an incredible formidable strength. There's nothing The tiger kept playing with me, and I was almost about to pass out. I felt like I was waiting to die. And then it suddenly hit me with its front paw. I tried to fend it off with my arm, and surprisingly, I got my arm broken. I heard the dreadful crunch of my arm. It was such a great shock, as if I crashed into a 1-ton truck. I felt an extremely terrible pain and started to scream. At that moment, the man opened the door with a clank, and I rushed out of there. I felt the tiger was about to swoop down on me in the back with a roar, but the man closed the door to lock him in again. When I finally got out of the enclosure, I was eager to kill him first, but I just ran away as fast as I could to escape from that hell. I heard him giggling behind me, but I just got into a car without looking back and left for home.